Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another series video of the Let's Talk Habs with the hockey coach guru called FRENCHY. Today, I'm talking about Josh Anderson. Stay or gone? Don't go nowhere. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking, what the Montreal should do with Josh Anderson. But before we start, yes, you know the drill. Yes, subscribe. Yes, sharing. Yes, click on the likes and tell me what the Montreal Canadiens should do with, of course, Josh Anderson. One thing we heard the last couple hours, the Montreal Canadiens are not in rebuilding or retools. They are a new word called transformation. I just want to sharing. I'm going to tell a little bit more about this the next couple of videos. But let's talk about Josh Anderson and stay until to the end of the video to know what I'm thinking, what the Montreal should do with Josh Anderson. Let's dive in right there. And we know how this works, the graphics, I'm behind them. The first thing is about Anderson. Is he abs or not? What is the value of Josh Anderson? The value of Anderson, first of all, he's a 27 years old, going to turn 28 next May. He's a big right winger at 6'3", 226 pounds. This season, yeah, in 41 games, he has 12 goals, 9 assists, 21 points. During his career, he had a 360 game with 94 goals, 66 assists, and 160 points. During his 2 years, he's complete right now at that moment this year. His second year with the Montreal Canadiens, he has an average of 22 goals and with projection per season with around 40 points. This is his career right now from the hockeyreference.com. Anderson has an 8-year in NHL complete with this season. And like I mentioned, you have 94 goals. But look about, skip the year 1920 when he got hurt. Look, his average goal per year for me is about 22 goals per season. His points should be about 38 to 42 points. I expect from Anderson. And you can see with Montreal, the last 2 years, when he is healthy, he performed very well, honestly, for the Montreal. The next video about Josh Anderson, guys, is a little bit more deeper. I call this like the split. And you can see his value, again, at home versus on the road. One thing is really unique. He does almost the same kind of number on the road or at home. This is really great as a player like him because you want the player perform at both locations. When they win the team, he has 111 points. When they lose, you can see is a drop about the number of the point. His value per month, honestly, he have a good value in November and February. And also his value against the Eastern time team is 90 points. And he performed less against the West Conference. You can see per division what he looked like. You can pause the video, guys. You can know more about his split career stats. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Josh Anderson behind that, guys. And that will give you an idea what I'm thinking about him. His strength. He's a really power forward player. His speed is really good. Honestly, when he carry on the puck with that, we can see most of the time for me, he loves to come from the left side of the ice and cut in front of the net, right side to use his forehands. His quick release also, he have a great shot, Josh Anderson. He don't use a lot for his slap shot, but he use a lot a quick release shot, and that's usually a snubber does in his shot. He's really good because he's really strong. Puck retrieval, the ball 50-50. So he can find the way to retrieve the puck and feed his teammate line usually. He's very physical. He can fight if it's necessary. He's not scared of fighting. And because of that, I think because Montreal don't have a kind of player like him, I believe it's another great asset for Josh Anderson. Where we qualify him, where he need to get better or improve, he's really more a player north-south. The guy does not go from the east to west is really limited by the way he play hockey. Is more south, north-south, we call. Stick angling average for me is good, but not above. And also, he need to improve his defensive zone coverage. He have minus 18 this season. I understand that. I don't qualify the minus and plus. Really a great stat for the player. What I'm looking always how he play without the puck on the defensive zone, how he cover is the opponent players, and what he does when the puck is in movement on the defensive zone. Be aware what's going on and read the play better where I think he need to get better. He's also not great, and when I'm talking about IQ, it's not because he's not smart. He have a limited vision of what he does because really he is a really strong power forward skater. And that's sometimes those kind of players are limited by the vision or by the IQ, to be honest with you. So that's a good thing about you can compare what is really great and what you need to improve to become a better hockey player in NHL. The next thing I want to talk about is what he has right now with the Montreal Canadiens. We know he got traded for Max Domi 2 years ago. Marc Bergevin gave him a good contract as $5.5 million per year. This contract will be at the end of the 26-27. So if you look about his age at 27, turn 28, he's going to be about 34 at the end of the contract. Now, some of you say, 5.5 at 22, 23 goals per year, it's a lot. Listen, sometimes we qualify a contract money-wise, not only on the statistically, on the goal or the number of the point. You have to see what he brings, what is his role, what he can make the team better by the kind of character, the kind of player he is. And for me, he grew since he was the Montreal Canadiens, and he's at the peak of his age right now for the next 3 years. I think he have a lot of great assets he can bring for the Montreal Canadiens. First of all, his maturity. I feel like I see him for over like 1 year and a half now, and I can see his composure, his behavior, the way he talk during the press conference, example, before the game, after the game. You can see a player getting more confidence about himself, and he believes on himself. He can see a more maturity for him. The second thing, I really believe his role of leader is growing this season inside that team. Remember the time we got a slump a couple of weeks ago, he stepped up, and he was really, really upset about the way they are playing the Montreal Canadiens. He said, in the press conference, we cannot stay that way. He used the word what he need to qualify those kind of performance it was not acceptable, as that's not who we are, and we have to show up the next game. So you can see the kind of leader he is right now. And with the age at 28, play the first line with Anders and with Zuski and also with Caulfield. I think for me, he become one of the great players. He can pick it up a role of leader inside of that locker room for the Montreal Canadiens. Experience. Now, over 8 years, now he has enough experience to know what it takes to become a professional hockey player, how he can carry on this and sharing this with the youngest player and for the Montreal Canadiens prospect or the 22 years old like Zuski, Caulfield, older player like Romanov, everything like other players inside the locker room for the Montreal Canadiens. Plus, he loved the Montreal Canadiens. He loved the team. He loved the logo. He loved the history of the team, and he loved to stay in Montreal. Those kind of players, they are rare in NHL. Let's move on to the next video, the next graphic about that. This coming for Atlantic. It's a projection of what they expect at the end of the year from where they are at the middle of the season. Now you can see right now his salary right now is at 5.5. His market value is a little bit lower, but again, this is at the before the season start. Now you can see his value drop a little bit the last 2 years at 0.2 because they qualified his 27 goal in 18-19. We know after that he played only 26 games. That dropped a lot, but I can tell you his value increasing for me. Now this season we expect about 23 goals, 17 assists, 40 points, Offense minus 3.1. I think that's what you need to increasing. Play first line, that will be, I believe he's going to get better. You need to get also better on the defensive. His GSVA expect about 0.5. I'll not be surprised he get about 0.8 or maybe 1.0. That's something you need to get. A perfect ideal dream or ideal situation for Josh Anderson is about 28 goals to 30 and about 50 to 55 points. That would be great if he become that kind of player. And again, he's reaching right now the peak of his career. I think he can become that kind of player with time. This is another way I qualify or look for the players is other statistic and analytic return of that for other from a different website. His offense is 55, defense 11, transition is 55. His scoring chance opportunity is at 67. Play driving 48, chance 65. Shot contribution is 61, Daniels 63. High danger assist really is not a guy pass a lot of puck. Shooting is great. Passing, like I mentioned earlier, is not great. Recovery only forward. I think you need to improve that quality because he could become recovery the puck more. Road difficulty 65, carrying the puck 85. He likes to carry on the puck in the neutral zone. I believe that's where he gets his speed. Andre's pass is not great. He does not kick out the puck a lot at the blue line. His power play is getting more time this season of the last couple of games. His position exit is limited. He like to carry on. He like to get a puck on the neutral zone on the breakout from the defenseman, and that's where he reached his capacity of speed between the blue line. Now we have also a J Fresh, where another kind of graphics. Honestly, it's called WAR. It's where you above replacement, winning above replacement. So if you remove him in the lineup, the percentage of winning is only 19%. The offense is at 49. Defense, we know, 29. The power play, it does not play a lot, 3. Finishing 34. Is a goal 6 per 60 minutes is 93. That's why his value is. Assist only 22. A penalty draw is 26. Competition is 56. Teammate 70. Now you can see the graphic on the right where in 1920 was really low. 2021 he picked it up. And next season at 2021-22 is where he at right now. I would not be surprised this is increasing for the rest of the season. Offense versus defense and the finishing, you can see what it look like. And I will not, like I mentioned, I think Anderson is going to be fine until the end of the season. Now, if you trade Anderson, what is the value of him at the trade deadline? He could get a first-round pick. He could get a great prospect A in return. If you trade him during the off-season, I believe he can get a first-round pick, and whatever is the team, it could be a prospect A or a prospect B. That's what you get in return for Josh Anderson. Is it the Montreal should keep him or they should trade him? Let's back where we start the video. Listen, guys, I'm going to give you my answer for that. Look, each team right now, each of one, the 31 other team, do you see a lot of players like Josh Anderson in each team? A power forward skater with above skating can score between 20 to 25 goals per year, can reach about 40 to 45 points per year, 38 to 42 points per year. He can fight when it's necessary. He is 6'3" and over 220 pounds. He can also be, with maturity, at the peak at 27, 28 years old. He also have experience. He can play a role of leadership inside the locker room like a team like Montreal. And that's why, for me, they need to keep him inside the team for the Montreal Canadiens for the year. Why? Also, because the changing way they want to have a pussy player. They want a player love to be here, and they contribute for the team to continue the new culture of what can use a Jeff Gordon want to bring with Martin St. Louis. I believe Josh Anderson should, and he have, it's a must of Anderson stay with the Montreal Canadiens. I could talk more about him longer, but I think it's time to go. But before we leave, I want to ask you what the Montreal Canadiens should do with Josh Anderson. Stay or gone? And of course, don't forget to subscribe, click on the likes, and finally, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. I look forward for the next video of the series video called the Let's Talk Abs with the Hockey Coach Guru, Coach FRENCHY.